with you.
Alright, so today I'm making a lemon honey glazed bacon wrapped shrimp. Okay? You're going to enjoy it. It's tasty, right? I'm going to show you a nice little technique so you don't overcook your shrimp. Okay? So if you follow this, you have perfect bacon wrapped shrimp. Now, I cut my bacon in half, but you can use full strips if you want to. Okay? You know, with that being said, let's get right into it. Let me know what you think. Hey, this is Shrashira. That's the best elevator music I ever heard. Alright, so you see we have our shrimp here in the bowl, right? They're thawed. So what I'm going to do now, on all of them, I'm going to remove all the shell minus that last segment on the end of the tail, okay? And get these off. Make sure we get the feet, the swimmers as it were. So see, we end up with this. Now again, you know me, I use the 16-20 count shrimp. So now what we're going to do, you see these aren't deveined yet, right? So you have the top of the spine, I guess you can call it, or the back. You just want to cut, right, maybe a quarter of an inch down. And when you open up, you'll see a little tract in there. You can't really, this one right here is pretty clean, but you'll see a little bit in there. You want to get that out. Okay, let's do another one, see if we can get a better look. Okay, pull these off, except for that last link of shell next to the tail. I have a little paper plate here on the side to hold my shells. Okay, so you see that? The last segment is still here. Okay, now let's take this again. Go down the back. About a quarter of an inch down. When you open up, see that? This is what I'm talking about. Can you see that? Want to get that out of there. See that dangling? Right? See that? We want to get that out. Pull all that out. You don't want anybody to eat that for any reason. Okay? And we're going to keep going. Now at this point, I'm probably going to fast forward while I do this part and then come back when it's time to prep the underside. See that? Look at that. Gotta get that out of there. Gotta get all that out of there. See that? You don't want to eat that. You don't want to eat that. That's the intestinal tract. All the crap. Okay, last one. Now we're going to be peeling and deveining. Okay. There we go. Now start prepping to get the other ones ready. All right, now for our bacon wrap shrimp, we're going to take these guys, do them just like I did the tempura. Okay, if you see my tempura video. So you have your intestinal tract on the top of the shrimp, but under it you have a vein. There's a blue vein. What you want to do is cut about 1/4 of an inch down, right? About 1/4 of an inch. And when you do that, you can press it down and see it straight. See that? That's what you want. So we're going to do this to about 6 of them. Real quick and easy. Yeah, that's what we want. Press down, nice and straight. You just want to break that vein. When you do it, lay straight. Don't cut too deep. You'll need about 1/4 of an inch. You're just trying to cut that vein. So when you look at the vein. If you cut through that vein, you're good to go. Last one. Okay. Now we're going to put these shrimp into a Ziploc bag, put them in the fridge until it's time for us to use them. Alright, so we got our bacon here. And we have them on a baking sheet, right? With a cooling rack on it, right? It's been sprayed down with canola oil to help it not stick. And we're going to start this process. Let me explain to you what's going to happen next. So what we're going to do next, now this is going to go into a 375 degree oven, okay, for about 10 minutes. We're not trying to cook it, but what happens is if I were to wrap the shrimp now, right, while the bacon's still raw and then cook it, the shrimp's going to be overcooked, okay? We don't want that. So I'm going to partially cook this, right, 10 minutes, and once it cools down, then we're going to wrap the shrimp. Now, you don't have to do this part in the oven. You could take your bacon and put it in the microwave for about 1.5 minutes, okay? But then let it cool down so you can wrap the shrimp. You don't want it to be crispy or you won't be able to fold it. You won't be able to wrap it because it'll break. So you're just trying to partially cook it, okay? The oven is preheating. Once it gets preheated, we're gonna put the bacon in. All right, so let's put these in. Center, 375. $10 minutes, and we'll see what we're working with. All right, 10 minutes up. Get these guys out. Partially cooked. That's what we want. Now we're gonna let these bad boys cool down. Okay, so now for this glaze, we're gonna have about, I would say about 1/4 cup olive oil. They're gonna put a couple tablespoons of Dijon mustard in here. That's gonna help emulsify it. And then we're gonna put a couple tablespoons lemon juice in. Okay. Now for a little twang, we're going to put in a couple tablespoons of vinegar. This is white vinegar. And you need the vinegar and the lemon juice to give it that acidity. Now we're going to add about 1/4 cup of honey. Okay. Get that in there. And now to make sure that the honey melts, I have some hot water here. I'm going to put, about 1/4 cup hot water in, and we're going to mix it. We're going to get it nice and emulsified. Now, we're going to be putting this into a container that we can shake vigorously. so it'll get combined better. Now at this point, I'm going to put some black pepper in. You know, do this to taste, right? Do it to taste. Teaspoon, that's fine. I'm going to put some kosher salt, about the same teaspoon, and mix. Let me grab a tasting chopstick here. See what we're working with. Oh, that's good. Yep, and it's not even fully emulsified yet, and it's good. So now let's add this to a container here. Have our container and add it right in. There we go. Grab a little spatula so I can get all the seasonings out. Make sure they all go in the bowl or in the container. Okay. Lid goes on. Now we're going to shake it up more. Now I want to shake this. And this is going to make a nice little dressing. Now, you can put this dressing on salads as well. It's excellent. Or a little bit of crushed nuts, or chopped up pecans, walnuts, whatever you want to do. Hey, Brazil nuts work well. Hey, work it out. Little raisins, throw some raisins on there. Radishes. Okay, now this is going to sit on the counter because we're going to be using it here pretty soon. But this will hold in the fridge for a good week. Okay? Now we wait till it's time to put everything together. Okay, so what we got to do now, we're going to prep the shrimp. I'm going to be putting a skewer into the shrimp because I want them to stay straight. Okay? I'm not stuffing the shrimp this time, but I'm going to be wrapping them in the bacon. Now this is all cooled down, but I want them to be straight. Okay? So that's why I'm going to introduce the skewers into them. Okay? I'm not stuffing them because, you know, Mama's raw, you know, she don't like, you know, the cream cheese and all that stuff, so I'm not even going to go there. But I am going to be glazing them with the honey vinaigrette that I made. So let's start working on the first part. Alright, so what I'm going to do, you see I have my shrimp here, I have some toothpicks to hold the bacon, but what I'm going to be doing before I wrap the bacon, wrap it in bacon, I'm going to take my skewers, because I want them to stay straight, and I'm going to push the skewers right through the center. Because while these are cooking, I want them to remain straight. Or as straight as I can get them. And by adding the skewer, it will prevent them from curling up. See that? And I'm using these paddle skewers. They're awesome, I like them. And while I'm doing this, the oven is preheating, 400 degrees. That's what I like. And we're going to cook this for 10 minutes per side. Okay, get one more. This last guy here. Careful not to poke yourself. Take it straight through. Okay? Now we're going to wrap them in bacon. And we're going to put them right back on the same bacon sheet that the bacon was cooked on. Right? So we're going to take this guy, wrap it, take a toothpick, put it in there to hold it. Good. Next. Now, I could have used a whole piece of bacon, but I decided not to, because I figured a half a piece would work. But these big old boys, hey, they're demanding. They act like they want more. And if you want to use a whole strip of bacon, by all means do. I just didn't. And we're going to put these back on the tray. And we're going to cook them for 10 minutes. And then we're going to turn them over and baste with our vinaigrette. And then we're going to flip them again for 10 minutes. All right, in these go. 10 minutes, 400 degrees. All right, we're going to flip these guys over so the other side can cook. And then we're going to baste them. Oh, there's put a little piece of shrimp and a piece of bacon. Let me take that off of there. All right, let's baste these guys here. All right. 10 minutes on this side. All right, see you in 10 minutes. All right, now we're gonna flip these guys and give them one last baste for 5 minutes. Okay, let's baste these with our honey vinaigrette. There we go. Give these 5 more minutes. And they will be done. All right, so here we are. We got our lemon honey glazed bacon wrapped shrimp. Hey, try this recipe out. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, if you do, hey, you know what? As a matter of fact, try it out. And after you taste it, come back, comment, let me know what you think. Right? If you're not already subscribed, hey, join the peanut gallery. Become part of the family. Hey, every little bit helps. If you can, share me out. And also, hit me up on Instagram, Shrashira, right? Because I try to put on there what I got coming up next, so you always know what's ahead of you. Oh yeah. Enjoy that shrimp. That lemon, honey glazed, bacon wrapped shrimp. You gotta try this out.